The world knew her as the woman in the fruit hat. She hated that hat. It made her rich. Then it made her famous. And by the end, she couldn't escape it even in the moments before she died. She was born Maria do Carmo Miranda da Cunha in Portugal in 1909 and moved to Brazil as a toddler when her family emigrated. She started out as a hatmaker's assistant, singing to herself while she worked, until a local promoter overheard her and pulled her into the music business. By her 20s, she was already one of Brazil's biggest recording stars, years before Hollywood ever knew her name. She arrived in the United States in 1939 and made her Broadway debut almost immediately. A year later came Down Argentine Way, her first Hollywood film, and with it came the towering, fruit-covered headdress that would define her image for the rest of her life. Audiences loved it instantly. Studios built entire routines around it. By 1945, Carmen Miranda was the highest-paid woman in the United States, earning more than any other female entertainer in the country that year. But the costume that made her famous also became the cage that trapped her. She was rarely given a real leading role, cast again and again as the same exaggerated, exotic caricature. Back home in Brazil, critics accused her of selling out her own culture for American audiences. In America, she was never allowed to be anything more than the stereotype she'd built. She grew to resent the very image she was known for and spent years trying, with limited success, to break free of it. The pressure of her nonstop schedule started wearing her down. She leaned on medication just to keep working, collapsed once in 1954, and was ordered by her doctor to rest. She went home to Brazil, recovered, and came right back to the same grinding pace. On August 4, 1955, she was taping a segment for the Jimmy Durante show. Partway through her performance, she stumbled and nearly fell. She didn't realize what had actually happened. She finished the number, smiled, and waved to the audience like nothing was wrong. Hours later, at home, a second and far more serious heart attack took her life. She was 46 years old. Brazil declared a national period of mourning. 500,000 people lined the streets of Rio de Janeiro for her funeral procession. She spent her whole career trying to prove there was more to her than a hatful of fruit. It took her death for the world to finally notice everything she'd been carrying underneath it.